Hey everyone, I'm gonna do something a little bit different here because a little bit ago, actually not a little bit ago, this is what happens when I record without uh, no script. I'm just kind of going for it. Anyways, not a little bit ago, but a while ago on my Patreon, I had asked what my patrons would like to see with some of the progress shots of the art that I did. But I also gave the option of asking if they wanted to see how I do fire, because some people have expressed interest in that before. And that was the majority of what was voted on. So, I'm here to now finally be able to keep that promise in showing how I make fire. I should have done this earlier, but I got kind of carried away in the stress of wanting to make sure that I got other video parts up. So it took a bit. And then, remember I got shot in the knee. But anyways, we're here now. So, yeah, let me show you all how I make fire. So, basically, one of the things that I always follow a rule on when making fire is to use just three different, not different colors, because you can make fire of the same color if you want to, like blue fire or something. But either way, I follow a rule of having three, like, selections here. So for regular fire, I would go, of course, with a kind of red that's a bit dark, an orange, and a yellow. And, like, if I was going for a blue, I'd do, like, dark blue, move it a little bit towards the green, go a bit lighter, ha-da-da, go a bit lighter again, ha-da-da. And this is what I would end up using if I was doing, like, blue fire. But yeah, I just basically follow a rule of three for my palette options. And with the make of how I do it, the thing is, fire with how it's usually drawn in illustrations or in like cartoons and whatnot. See, they do the layering rule of going from the darkest on the outside to becoming more light as you go into the center. And, like, why we do that, I don't know. I guess it just is a way that it can register as fire to us. However, the reality of what fire is that the center is actually the darkest point, and it's as it goes out that it becomes brighter. So, but I just bring that up because actually I kind of switch between them, to be honest. I can either go from like a center being dark to the outside being light, and then to the center being light and to the outside being dark. It kind of depends on what exactly looks good at that time when I try to draw the fire. But either way, fire, I always do about the same kind of motion with it. So what I'm going to do is, like, for now, we're just going to start with our darkest one. So get your darkest color and have a little starting point. Decide which way the fire is going to flow. So kind of go out that way and just kind of do just, it's okay if it's blobby. Just have, like, a general thing. Try to have a general flow and, like, whatever. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have our brush. You can either go to the eraser tool, or what I do is that while still using the pen tool, I will go to this little bar that's, I almost started to try to point at it with my finger. But there's this little bar here, or usually like a third box that's under your two color palette options here. And what this does when you click on it is that it will change your brush to now start to, like, basically act as if it's painting in transparent or erases for you. And I like to keep this here and do that with my pen brushes and everything when I'm erasing something, because it keeps the same pen pressure and texture as the pen that I had just like drawn with, which always works better and looks better when you're working with your stuff. Nah, I don't really like how I've kind of done this here, so I'm just gonna kind of fix that. But basically, yeah, so what I do is I go to that little option I just explained, and what I do is that I just kind of erase away at it and kind of sculpt it until I get something that would be like a fire kind of look to it, vaguely, kind of like this. Now, to explain really quickly a suggestion of what I would do when you make it is that you should start from those little in-between kind of lines right here, like this in-between space. I would start the erasing from there, because if you go from here and you start with like a hard pressure and then move out, it helps, and then you just kind of chip away at the side, hard pressure, move out, and then you just kind of keep on going at the sides until you kind of get something that will feel like a fire to you. That doesn't feel like a fire to me. That doesn't feel like fire at all. But, like, this is a little bit better. Pretty sparse on the fire, but it's fine. And then with that, what I do is that I will make another layer above this, and I will clip it onto this layer. So clipping it onto the layer, for people who don't know, there is this option to do it in, oh gosh, my mind just did a loop around with the names in the programs. You can do this in Photoshop. I don't use Photoshop. I use Clip Studio Paint. Which obviously you can do that in Clip Studio Paint. I don't know why I didn't just start with that name. I'm totally a professional. But you can do it in that. You can do it in Paint Tool Sci, and probably other programs that I have not used before, but it's a pretty common feature that you can just make a layer, clip it onto it, so then you will only draw on the area of what is drawn in the layer below that it is clipped to. Now then, let's to continue on. Okay. We're going to get the medium color, and then we're going to do this in the way where we will have the dark edges be, well, the dark edges. And so we'll basically repeat the process of making a focal point center of the fire and then kind of drawing out vaguely like this. And then you will repeat with the chipping away at it with your transparent brush here. And then you basically repeat that when you go to your lighter color, go out, travel up as far as you can, or want to, whatever looks good to you, and then you chip away at it. And then this would be an example to where I'm not really feeling it with how it's looking with the fire. I feel like it's not enough here with the orange, probably. So I'm gonna go and fill in that more. We're gonna do that. Leave a little bean up there. Erase. I have to fill in the void with my voice. I don't know what to do. Do. Now we have to fix our center here. Travel up as much as possible. And then erase. Erase, erase, erase. Okay. And, yep, there we go. That's some fire. And then, basically, if you just want to have, like, you know, just a simple cell representation, like a hard line representation of fire, then, well, there you go. Could be done there if you want to. Or we can make it shinier. So I usually take my lightest color and I'll maybe go to the gradient tool, and I will start from, since we have the center here being the hottest point, I guess you would call it, the brightest point, we will go and gradient. I forgot I had everything else on the layer. Let's try that again. We're just gonna get our airbrush tool now instead, so then I don't fuck up like that. And we're just going to kind of do this around here with the base point, since that's what we chose. And then we're gonna put that on glow. And then we can get some hot fire in here. We gonna put that on add glow, and we gonna get some hot fire. And then, like, you can mess with this more, getting maybe another orange and, like, going to glow dodge and kind of messing with that even more if you want to. Like, honestly, it's after the point of, like, when you're making this form that it's all about just kind of messing with your layer options here on what to do with the glowing. And what I do for my fire particles, because I always add fire particles, because there's always going to be like a chip that kind of flies away from the fire, like everywhere, so it's good to have these. You'll get your lightest color, and you can just kind of like toss them around if you want to, like whatever, just kind of dots, blah blah blah. Or if you're using Clip Studio, wow, I can speak English. Clip Studio Paint. If you go to your airbrush option, there is this texture option that's at the bottom called Droplet, which is usually what I use because it helps me with more variety and everything. So I just kind of had to mess with the particle size here. And I just kind of lightly put that out. And then I will use the filter option and give it a little bit of a motion blur. That's too extreme of a motion blur. And you just kind of mess with the direction of it. Here, let me put this on a darker layer. So then we can do the thing of making the particles glow by making an add glow. See, look at that. Look at that fire. It's some fire. And then if you want to add more motion to the fire, you can just do the same thing that you do with the particle effects by going to the motion blur. Everything's being blurred. That's just the life that I have to deal with. And you will just motion blur each layer that has the thing. And there you go. That's some fire. We've made some fire. And I guess I will just do the reverse really quickly, so then I can show you where I will have it be not like this. And we'll do it the opposite way. Opposite way, both ways. How about a lightest color first? Let's redo everything, because it's just doing things multiple times and redoing them is just how you get things learned and doing it right. I don't know what point I'm trying to make. I'm just trying to be helpful. So So I got a lightest color there. You know, let's make some flyaways. Hold on, let's make some flyaways. I want to make some flyaways. Yeah, make a bit of a flyaway right there. It's kind of, there you go. And then medium color. I'm gonna try out something here to where before I kept it like in the center, I didn't have it touch the sides, but if I'm gonna have the lightest color be the edges this time, I am going to touch the sides with the medium color and the darker color, because that's just how it works. And you always have the darker color be at the bottom, don't have it be at the top because fire goes upwards. So the only time that you can have it actually go at the top is if like you were drawing from like a fighter user or whatever, and they are throwing the fire. That way you would want to, yeah, whatever direction that fire is going, like if the fire is being thrown this way, then you would, well, I mean, it could still actually work this way. So I guess, you know, the fattest part of this fire you're gonna want to make dark anyways. So, like, that's just what you're gonna have to do. See, I'm learning, like, along the way with you guys. Hello. We're just gonna go. We're gonna add the darkest color. Da-da-da. Cool, cool, cool. Erase. Erase. Light color droplets. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Then we're going to put that on. Add glow. Motion blur. And then we're going to take our lightest color. And then we're going to go around the top here with the let's see here. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe try a bit of orange here. No, I do not like that. I do not like it. I do not like it. Maybe we can add some white. That's like close to the edges here. Make it really hot. Really hot. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Cover that more. There we go. And then we will just also do the motion blur with this one. Motion blur. Motion blur. Motion blur. Where was the white one? There was the white one. Motion blur. And then we got another type of fire. So yeah, these are the two different ways that I basically draw fire and how I work with it. So yeah, I hope that helps people. And get out there, start practicing making some fire. I hope it helps you. I hope this all made sense because I was not going off of a script. I didn't know how to make a script and then to make this, so yeah. And we'll end it there for now. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys with more stories next time. Bye.